Welcome to City Council. I hereby call this meeting to order, and please bow your heads for the invocation. Heavenly Father, as we come together in service to our community, we are deeply aware of the turbulent times we face, marked by political tensions and recent acts of violence that have left many grieving. We ask for your comfort and blessings upon those who mourn. Grant us wisdom, compassion, and a steadfast commitment to peace, understanding, and the common good. May our words and actions reflect the values of unity and respect, and may we strive together to build a safe and harmonious environment for all. We ask all of this in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Mayor Lisi.
Here.
Councilmember Finley.
Here.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Here.
Councilmember Harwood.
Here.
Councilmember Clark.
Here.
Councilmember Marr.
Oh.
Will be absent.
Okay, and I need to move to adjust the agenda. Under tabled matters, we need to move number 2 from the table and remove it from the agenda. And just so everyone knows, this is regarding the dredging on the south side. We're going to have to rebid those contracts. There was an issue with the bidding, and just for the sake of expediency, it's quicker to just rebid them than to address the issue. So that is what we're doing. So I need to move to remove that, and then also remove number 7 from resolutions. That has been addressed. And other than that, the agenda is fine. May I have a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Harwood. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The next regular meeting of the City Council will be held Tuesday, September 7th, 2025 at 6 p.m. in the council chambers at City Hall. The annual Paddle Paradise event will be held Saturday, September 27th at the Southside Kayak Launch. Participants may register in advance on the city's website or on-site registration beginning at 8 a.m. the morning of the event. And then Jason Kenichi is here tonight from Kenichi Engineering and Surveying with a presentation about Pelican Cove. Welcome.
Good evening. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Thank you for this opportunity to present the project Pelican Cove improvements. This is hole 6 on the Pine Golf Course. Some drainage improvements. And I don't know, John, are you ready for me to kick it off?
We're working on it.
Okay.
We're close.
We do have a couple of plan sheets for you guys to look at so you can have a better idea of what we're looking at for our improvements, proposed improvements. Oh, thank you. I think there should be about 3 sheets there, Ms. Jeannie. Okay, so that's just the overall plan sheet. If you want to go to the next sheet, Ms. Jeannie, that should show us the location of the improvements.
You want me to scroll down there? Let's see. I don't like lights.
There we go.
Can you see it?
So this is in the vicinity of Hilo Street. Lights are off, so I can't really read what some of these street names are, but Hilo Street near the Pelican Cove Apartments. So there's a drainage, there's a pond in that area, there's a drainage ditch that runs and discharges into that pond. There's a couple of structures that we're going to have to modify. We've discussed this with the POA as well. There's some driveway culverts that are undersized that we're going to have to upsize. The model that we ran for our drainage calculations, we upsized everything to the 100-year storm event, so we should never have any issues with, overcapacity of those storm culverts. And if you go to the next slide, or the next page, Miss Jeannie. Or,
You gotta scroll.
Grab the little cursor.
Yeah, you gotta scroll.
I believe this sheet is our demolition sheet, so it shows the 2 culverts and driveways that are going to be removed. And then there's also a culvert that runs across some private, undeveloped property, vacant property, that we're going to pull that culvert out. It's undersized as it is, and we're going to increase the capacity of that ditch and just create an open ditch to tie into that existing drainage ditch that discharges into Pond 6. And then on the east side of the drawing, or the right side of the page, you'll see there's a spillway and then an overflow flume that we're going to make some modifications to as well. Next page, please. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so these are some of the proposed improvements. As you can see, it goes back to Hilo Street. All right, sorry. Okay. So we're going to rip-wrap that ditch coming out of Hilo Street, mainly near the culverts. And then as we move around and move downstream near the two houses that we previously mentioned, those culverts are going to be upsized to meet the 100-year storm event. And then we're also going to redo the driveways and everything. Some of those culverts are actually backgraded, which means the water's flowing the other way. So we're going to correct that when we reset the new culverts. And then the ditch going to the drainage pond is going to be opened up. We're going to flatten out the slopes so that the city can maintain those slopes a lot easier. And then moving on to the pond, we're going to make some improvements. John, if you could go, I think, to the next page. Should show the pond improvements. Yeah, so we're basically maintain the original geometry of the pond. We are going to deepen it to about a 25-foot contour. Right now, there's a lot of sedimentation, primarily on the north and west side of the pond, near the Pelican Cove apartments. So that's going to be dredged, and the sediment's going to be removed. The slopes are going to be flattened out, so we have a much more manageable slope. This is going to increase the capacity of that drainage pond, so it's definitely going to improve the stormwater capacity and the stormwater control in that area. And then if you see the structure to the right of the page, there's a concrete flume. We're going to modify that and basically lower it about a foot. And so what that's going to do is it's going to maintain about a 4 to 5 foot depth of water in the pond, but it's also going to let more water out as we get a rain event. So I think that's part of the problem, is that flume is just too high. So not enough water can discharge from the pond, so it's backing up to the houses in the neighborhood. There's a spillway through there, but we're not going to make any changes to that. There's a little bridge that crosses. So all that's going to stay. We're just going to modify the flume. And that's just to the south of that bridge. We're looking at approximately, it's about a $400,000 total project cost. There's some permitting that we have to go through because we are going to be working on in some wetlands and have to remove some sediment. We have not started that process yet. Right now, we're just basically in the design phase and just presenting the proposed improvements to the city and see where we go from there.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Okay.
It's just going to be sloped all going this way, or is it going to be rip-wrapped all the way to Hilo Street?
Basically, the riprap's going to be near the culverts, where the water enters the culvert and exits the culvert. That's usually where you have the most erosion. So at Hilo Street, we're going to include some riprap, and then at the culvert crossings at those two driveways, we're going to include some riprap. That's usually where we see most of the erosion.
Okay.
The two driveways are those two homes that are in the
Yes, ma'am.
Pelican Cove? Okay.
Yes.
Jason, are y'all widening that pond also?
We are. So if you can see the contours, and I can't remember what that slope is. 3 to 1? 3 to 1. Yeah, so we're going to increase the slope of the side banks 3 to 1. So that's going to give us more capacity. Plus, we're going to dig it out about another 2.5 feet. So that's going to give us more capacity as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any more questions? Okay. Well, thank
Okay.
you so
Thank you.
much. Okay, and next we have a representative from the Daughters of the American Revolution here to accept a proclamation for Constitution Week. And I'll read the resolution now. Yeah, come on up, please. Whereas the Constitution of the United States of America, adopted on September 17, 1787, stands as the supreme law of the land and the foundation of our system of self-government, securing the blessings of liberty for all Americans. And whereas Constitution Week is observed annually September 17th to the 23rd to commemorate the signing of the Constitution, to celebrate the rights and responsibilities of citizenship, and to encourage civic education and participation. And whereas the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution has long championed Constitution Week observances in communities across the nation, promoting historical preservation, education, and patriotism. And whereas the Friendship Oak Chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution, faithfully serves the Mississippi Gulf Coast and the city of Diamond Head through community service, educational outreach, recognition of veterans, and programs that foster appreciation for our nation's founding principles. And whereas it is fitting and proper for the city of Diamond Head to recognize Constitution Week and to commend the Friendship Oak Chapter of the DAR for its leadership and contributions to our community. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Diamond Head, Mississippi, that September 17th to the 23rd, 2025 is hereby recognized as Constitution Week in the City of Diamond Head, and all residents are encouraged to reflect on the privilege of American citizenship, to study the Constitution, and to participate in civic life. And be it further resolved that the City of Diamond Head hereby commends and expresses its appreciation to the Friendship Oak Chapter of the DAR for its steadfast commitment to education, historic preservation, patriotism, and service to the people of Diamond Head and the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And be it further resolved that the city encourages local schools, organizations, houses of worship, and citizens to observe Constitution Week with appropriate programs and activities, including, where feasible, participation in commemorative events. And be it finally resolved that a duly enrolled copy of this resolution be presented to the Friendship Oak Chapter of the DAR in recognition of its service to commemorate this observance, proclaimed by the Mayor and City Council on this, the 16th day of September, 2025. Thank you. Come on up.
Come right this way.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Watch them come in a bit. There you go. 1, 2, and 3. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
First off, I do want to also say that our annual Paradise event, this will be our 6th annual event for that for holding that event. So it's a wonderful time for people to come and paddle around and enjoy our boat launch and our kayak launches. So I encourage everyone to come out for that event and just go to our city's website and register beforehand, or the day of the event you can come sometime after 8 o'clock and register. But it is a great event. We'd love to see everybody out there. As far as the city manager report, I'm just going to talk about a few of the projects we have going on. The MDOT project, I hope all of you, if you've been up in that area, saw the guys up there striping and putting in the arrows on the road and getting all that striping done. So hopefully they are finishing up on that in the next few days to get that completed. Signage is still the last thing we're waiting on. I think their subcontractors just got some issues there, getting all their signs in and getting mobilized to get those put in, but that'll be soon. So hopefully that'll help people understand where to go, how to go, and how to use those roundabouts. And of course, lastly, as I think I said at the last meeting, MDOT has decided that they do want some sort of barrier between the multimodal lane and the road. So they're working on that engineering of that and get that back to TL Wallace for them to install some sort of guardrail to protect the residents between the road and that multimodal path. The Coon Branch project's a 180-day project currently with an end date of December 13th. The contractor has completed all the outfall areas, which will be where all this water is going and where it's going to make it to, and has started clearing in between the homes to install the big culverts in between the residents, the backs of their houses, going from Anahola, I think, or over to Kalani. I think is kind of where that whole thing's going. So you should see where they're clearing all those trees and unfortunately making all that disturbance back through there. But it's a 40-foot wide easement back behind those houses, so they're going to put in the culverts and leave enough room so that Public Works will have an opportunity to get in and out of there from time to time as needed to keep that area maintained from this point forward. So that's the great thing about that. So, but they're currently on schedule and just working through that entire area. And thank goodness with this weather, it's helping a lot. So they can get a lot of work done without having to worry about the weather on them. The canal dredging project, as the mayor mentioned to us already, we're going to have to reject all those bids due to some issues with the bids we did receive. So we're going to try to turn this around as quickly as possible, get this re-advertised, get it to DEQ to approve, and get it back to you. I'm hoping for the November meeting and get this back on the agenda for approval and see if we can't move forward. We did have 4 good bids, just unfortunately some issues with them, so hopefully they'll still be interested in at least those 4, and maybe other vendors will be interested, and we get a really good price on that and get that project started soon. Jordan River Boardwalk, MDEQ is reviewing the plans and specifications on that. I think the engineer has got some work to finish up on for the electrical that MDEQ asked for. So we have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. We'll get a little more update on that. But those projects moving forward, hopefully we can get it finished soon and get MDEQ's approval and get that one out for bid as well. The Monjoy Creek project, the engineers finished all the adjustments and needed as asked by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, so we're just waiting on a permit now. Hopefully there will be no other issues or no other questions that they have, and if so, they'll issue that permit. Once we can get that project advertised and get started on that as well, which would be a great thing. The hazard mitigation grant, we've submitted to MEMA for a scope change on the generator project. That was to remove, there were 2 generators, or 3 total generators, but due to the funding that was allocated, we're going to have to drop that down to 2 total generators, 1 stationary, 1 mobile generator, which still will serve the purposes that we need and be able to do what we want. So once that gets approved, we can move forward on that project. The other we've trying to get an appraiser hired, probably going to be first of the year, or first of the fiscal year, and we'll get that project started and get the houses appraised and get that back to MEMA so they can move forward on that section. We also have to do a scope change on the sirens. Our initial project was for 4 sirens. We're going to have to change that to 2 again because of the amount of funding that we did receive from FEMA. So we'll have to make that scope change as well and get that back to FEMA and get them to approve that. The bank stabilization, the engineers are finalizing their preliminary designs for phase 1. They will be here next council meeting on October 7th to present to the council the overall drawings on that, and hopefully we can get moving forward on that one. It's going to take unfortunately a lot of purchasing of right-of-ways or additional easements, I should say, so that we can get in and out of there. The overall goal is not just to fix the ditch, but also to allow the city access to it so that we can continuously keep it cleaned and taken care of. Right now, that's the biggest problem. We don't have access to it unless we go through people's properties and have to get permission. So this will be a great way for us to be able to continue to maintain that without having to get those permissions. Pelican Cove, the engineer just presented that to you. It's a great project. The overall funding is going to be a bit of a question. We got a lot of that's coming from our what we have left over in ARPA, and we'll have to look at the rest to see if we can make the entire project work. But the main thing is that pond, getting that pond lowered and increasing the amount of the capacity there will be a wonderful thing. And as he said, that overall, I guess northwest corner, as he called it, that's the issue. All that sediment, everything goes and dumps in there, and it doesn't have the ability to turn, and so it stalls and then it starts to build up, and that's what's happened right now. So getting all that dredged out and getting all that cleaned will help that entire pond. Of course, we'll have to work with the POA and the golf course on doing that work and making sure everyone's can still play and still use the golf courses as they need to. But they've always been very good about working with us on that. Run Bayou Nature Trail engineers are currently surveying that property to get that legal description written. Once we get that, the man over here to my left will have to write us up a contract and get that signed and get that approved. So we'll also have to get a lease from the Secretary of State's office to get that all taken care of, because a large majority of this actually is going to go through Secretary of State's land, which will be great. To be able to access that we'll be able to access areas that currently most people don't and haven't. Even by boat, you really can't get to a lot of this. So help open up a lot of land that, for people to walk and see what's going on in there and observe nature. Lastly, a new one is our fitness park. Every entity has signed off on the contract or the agreement, so we have that final signed contract to receive that back, I want to say last week. So we're good to go with that one. Public Works will start clearing the land after they finish up with the dog park area. I believe the equipment is already here. If not, as soon as it does get here, we'll get everything installed and get that opened up as well. So that'll be a nice additional feature that we'll have next to Oshner's building. And that's it for me.
Okay, any questions for the city manager? Okay.
John, two quick ones. Sorry. Did you talk to them about how they're going to mark the crossings? MDOT, I'm sorry, mark the crossings for the golf cart?
I have not gotten back with them on, or they haven't gotten back with me, I should say. I did discuss the markings overall, including the arrows on the road and other things, but just haven't gotten a response back. So I'll check back with them on that.
Okay, and then I know this is a silly question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. On the Jordan River Boardwalk, do we have a timeline from MDEQ?
No. Honestly, at least as far as canal dredging goes, which is sort of the same group of people, they have been fairly responsive and quick about getting things turned around and back to us. So I feel like when the engineer sent the final plans to them, it seemed like 2 to 3 weeks at the latest that they turned around and got it back to us. So it seemed like it was within that same month. And a lot of what they asked for were just, add this verbiage into the spec sheets and so forth. And so all of that was easy to do. The biggest holdup right now for the engineers, they're working on the electrical, so to have lights on that boardwalk. And I don't know if it has something to do with being that it's out in the water, that there needs to be lights for the boats to see it, or if it's just lights for pedestrians or for people who are using the boardwalk to be able to see. So we'll get a little bit more of that as we go and get hopefully that finished up here and get it resubmitted. But I'll be honest, DEQ has been very good, very, very receptive in getting that back to us. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, unfortunately, that's just a slow process, but that's okay. They get there sooner or later.
Thank you, John.
Absolutely.
Anyone else down here?
Nothing.
Okay, I just had just a couple quick things. I just realized when I announced the next city council meeting, I erroneously said September 7th. I meant October 7th. Sorry if anybody caught that. My mistake. And then I want to remind everybody who might be going to Paddle Paradise, and I hope everyone goes, there are going to be kayaks available for rent very affordably that morning. So if you don't have a kayak, don't let that stop you from going. There'll be somebody there with kayaks that can be rented that morning, and
That's
right?
correct. That is correct, yes.
Okay.
And snowballs after.
And snowballs after, so please come on out. It's a lot of fun. And I just also want to remind people that we are working on plans for landscaping for the roundabouts. I know we've said it before, but I know people are concerned when they see the grass overgrown that it's going to get left like that. It's not. Plans are underway, so stay tuned for that. And then, John, did you want to announce anything about the Blessing of the Classics? I just realized it'll be like the day
Certainly.
before
Yes.
when we're here next time.
Tammy mentioned that to me this morning as well. Yes, our annual Blessing of the Classics event will be October the 8th. That's a Wednesday. Starts at 1 o'clock here. Bless you.
Bless you.
The bands will start at 1 o'clock. You'll see cars starting to park in here probably 11 o'clock, but somewhere in that time frame. And we will have our parade starting at 4 o'clock. This year, we're going to parade backwards, as everyone keeps saying, and I just say we're going to go the opposite direction on our circle. So we will go down Diamond Head Drive east to the water tower, or to the Blessing Circle, to the water tower, then west, then north. So and end up back here. So we're just going to go in a different direction overall. So should be so if you're setting up in the if you set up in the medians or whatever there, make sure you're over on the other side of the road, because the cars will be coming in that direction. So we think it's going to help the overall traffic flow and everything. Also, Newman Drive will be closed for that entire event. Now that the residents of the Oaks will have a second option of getting out, they'll be able to use that road for that day. And so the entire Noma Drive here in front of the City Hall will be closed that day.
Okay, thank you. And also, I just wanted to thank Oshner Chief for working with us so well on that fitness part.
Certainly. The fact that they were willing to donate that land to us, as well as, in this case, provide the equipment, is a wonderful thing. So
Yeah.
I think it would be a great event, or a great overall thing for the residents to be able to go out there, do some exercising and so
Yes.
forth, and participate in that.
Yeah, they've been a great community partner, and we're so grateful.
As well as the county, to be
And
honest.
the
This
county.
is their property to start
And the
with.
county, it's really been a team effort.
It has
so-
been.
And thank you for all your hard work on that. I know it's been a lot. Okay, thank you. And are there any public comments on agenda items?
Not on agenda. but
Okay.
on agenda.
Okay. Any council comments? Okay. So, moving on, may I please have a motion to approve the September 2nd, 2025 regular meeting minutes? Finley. Second, please.
Second.
Second by Shepherd. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, and we've dealt with the tabled matter. Resolution number 3, 2021, motion to adopt resolution 2025-044, thereby establishing salaries and rates effective October 6, 2025 for fiscal year 2026. May I have a motion?
Motion, Harwood?
Harwood, second.
Second, Shepherd.
Second by Shepherd. Roll call.
Finley,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Harwood,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Mayor Lucy.
Yes. Okay. Motion 2025-2023, motion to adopt resolution 2025-045, thereby declaring intent to increase solid waste fees from $186 to $210 annually, effective January 1st, 2026, and authorize the public notice of same. I'll move. May I have a second?
Second, Clark.
Okay, and I just wanted to ask a question. I know that we are making this motion because we have to, and, you know, we've been told that these are the new fees. This is not something that's a choice, but is the way we go about it a choice, I guess? We have to do something. So is it possible to potentially do this incrementally? Does it have to happen all at once? Can we explore some options along those lines, or what would be appropriate?
We'll explore those type of options and see what we can figure out. But just to explain to everyone, this is a separate fund that city taxes cannot pay for. So it must collect its own money and stay solvent the entire
Mhm.
time. So the idea here, and the reason why it's going up, $30 or whatever that is that it covers us for the next 4 years. It's not just for next year only. We looked at the overall CPI, the contract, and what the CPI would possibly be for the next 4 years with the current garbage collection company. And that was the reason we said, okay, well, this is what it will be next year, next, and next. So we looked at for the next 4 years, how much is this going to be? I believe the last time this was raised was 2019?
No,
20?
it was raised in 2022 by.
2022.
From,
142 to 186 is what it went up to in 2022, from 19 to 22. So it's a constant.
Right.
We decreased it in 19 because we reduced curbside. Curbside recycling
Okay.
is what brought it back up.
Okay.
In 22.
I just thought there's a way to maybe
But,
make it.
We can look and
more
see if
painless.
it's possible to do this incrementally. The thing is, that you have to make notice to everybody, so I'm not sure if that's an allowable thing, but we can always try. I just don't know. But
And-
again,
and
this is not for 1
it
year,
may
this is
not-
for 4 years.
Right, and it may not be
Can I add
possible.
one thing?
Sure.
I spoke with Jimmy Ladner, tax
Mhm.
assessor. He needs this information in November in order to put it onto
Okay.
the December billing. We have to advertise for 3 consecutive weeks. So there's a long period of advertisement that has to happen in October. And then you'll have to come back and approve it in November.
Mhm.
So it's
Okay.
kind of timeline.
Well,
is
if
where
you
we are.
determine this is the way it has to be, then it is what it is. But, just any possibility, I guess. Any other questions or discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Finley,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Harwood,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Okay. Motion to adopt Resolution 2025-047, thereby extending the police service interlocal with Hancock County through September 30th, 2027. May I have a motion?
Motion Finley?
Okay, motion by Finley, second.
Second?
Second by Harwood. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, roll call, please.
Finley,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Harwood,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Okay, motion to adopt Resolution 2025-046 to reappoint Mark Bisecker to the Diamond Head Water and Sewer District Board of Commissioners for a term of 5 years, expiring September 28th, 2030. May I have a motion?
Move, Clark.
May I have a second?
Second?
Second, Harwood. Any discussion?
No, ma'am.
Okay, seeing none, roll call, please.
Finley,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Harwood,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Okay, may I have a motion to approve consent agenda items 8 through 13?
Move.
Motion by Shepherd. May I have a second?
Second, Clark.
Second by Clark. All in favor?
Aye.
Action agenda. 2025-227, motion to request Planning and Zoning Commission review the golf cart ordinance to consider amendments to require annual inspections of golf carts and assessing annual fees, and to amend the permitted areas for golf cart travel and update the map to reflect the same. Motion?
Move, Clark.
Motion by Clark. May I have a second? I'll second. Okay, any discussion?
No, ma'am.
Any discussion? Over here?
I'm kind of all in favor of this, but do we have somebody that's going to be able to enforce this, do the inspections and stuff?
We'll definitely discuss that at Planning and Zoning, how we go about that. That's always something that we consider at Planning and Zoning is, the enforcement mechanism for it. So definitely that'll be part of that discussion.
All right.
And I think it came up at the last meeting, there were some just kind of housekeeping issues to address. If we're going to allow golf carts to cross to the south side, we have to therefore allow them on the roads to get to the bridge, and so this will address some of that. And then, it's just the right mechanism for any updates that we need, and I know there's some safety concerns, so I think it's a good idea to send it to P&Z for a public hearing. So, any other questions? No? Okay. Then, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion 2025-231, motion to declare intent to enter into the library services contract with the Hancock County Library, the City of Bay St. Louis, the City of Waveland, and Hancock County, and authorize the mayor to execute the contract upon approval of all related parties. I'll move. May I have a second?
Second Finley?
Second by Finley. I just want to say that this is exciting, that this council's been able to get to this point. It's been a long time coming. And Mr. Kusick, can you just briefly kind of share some of the?
Yeah, so.
Let us hear.
It has been a long time that this has been debated on the council, how we operate as a city with the Hancock County Library System and these other entities. We've never had a seat at the table. I think this is the first time we've really ever been offered a seat at the table. So you guys heard from Mr. Burdecka a few meetings ago. You know, he's all in favor of this. This is, he and his legal counsel, Ms. Hass and I, and John met, talked about the agreement, pluses and minuses of it. You know, we think it's a great idea that the city of Diamond Head finally gets, you know, a voice at the table, and we also get to see what they're doing. So, you know, excited, you know, the other option, you know, the other things, it's still got to be approved by the other entities. So hopefully, you know, they let us on board. We'll see. It may come back if there's some changes to it. If any of those other entities make a change, we'll have to, you guys will have to approve that as well. That's why we worded it the way we did. But we're excited. It's been a long time coming.
And I know we all have a deep appreciation for the work the library does, and we're so glad to be able to take part in this manner, should it work out. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Claims payable. Motion to approve the docket of claims DKT 233133 through DKT 233168 in the amount of $229,509.31.
Move Finley.
Motion by Finley, may I have a second?
Second, Shepherd.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve payroll payables claims, PR claim 000247 in the amount of $30,335.39. PR claim 000248 in the amount of $29,371.26. PR claim 000249 in the amount of $3,028.37. PR claim 000250 in the amount of $28,758.21. DKT 233088 in the amount of $90.72. DKT 233122 in the amount of $90.72. And DKT 233123 through DKT 233132 in the amount of $45,033.02. Motion?
I'll move.
Motion by Harwood,
Second, Shepherd.
second by Shepherd. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to accept department reports and
Move.
August financials? Okay.
Move, Shepherd.
Second.
Second Harwood. All in favor?
Aye.
And now, you said we had public comment on a non-agenda item.
Mr. William Adcock on building permit.
Okay, come on up. Thank you. Do we have the timer?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Thank you.
I was just trying to make it quick as possible.
Sure.
I had a company put my roof on after Zeta, B&M Roofing, and I did not know till recently. I was doing some upgrades because my the water's pouring off my gable and it's causing. I'm having to clean mold off to make my street look nice, you know. So I buddy of mine popped the board off and the roof fell. And I take the roof and I do it like this. So I called the city. No permit was pulled. 0 inspections.
After Zeta.
Never had one inspection on my house. Not one. I can't go in the attic for reasons. I would have to, you know, anyway, I can't climb ladders and be on ladders and stuff like that. But then we seen that B&M Roofing just put a new roof on City of Diamond Head's church. So how are they pulling permits and my permit's still open in the City of Diamond Head?
Well, sir, at first you said you didn't have a permit, but I did talk to the building official. You did have a permit, but no inspection was ever called in on that permit. So I'm aware that you've talked to Mr. King several times. He told me probably 10 times.
They was really helpful for me. I'm not going to say they did me wrong by no
Right.
means.
So my suggestion to you is whatever Mr. King has advised you that we can do as a city, that's what we'll do.
Well,
So-
I really, to be honest with you, I came here tonight not to, like, to be mean to the building department. Mr. King,
Understand? No, yeah.
he's been totally cooperative with me. You know, he's told me things he probably shouldn't have told me. I'm not gonna say he didn't. I just don't see how B&M Roofing can continue to pull a permit in Diamond Head, Mississippi, being that my permit is never closing and the backside of my house is fixing to cave in.
Yeah, I don't know if they're pulling permits or not, but I'll get with Mr. King and see if they are still pulling permits, and we'll make him aware of that.
And see,
And I'm
they,
sure that you've made him aware. Have you made him aware of that already? All
yes,
that
sir.
information?
I
Okay.
called earlier. I'm not gonna lie and say I wasn't a little bit frustrated because I have gotten my new roofing. I got my new roofing job price today, and it's like I have to go to the bank, I have to get a loan, you know, and so on and so forth. You can understand that. I have to have a mold inspection done. He's coming in the morning, and I'm not being mean to any attorney or anything, but no attorneys are taking civil cases at this moment. And then they told me that I'm out of my statute of limitations. So I found out I'm in Ward 3, I think, and I was such in a hurry because I didn't want to have to wait till October. But like I said, the building department was super helpful. The man come out, walked in my attic, said, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. We understand your frustration.
Yeah, he come in, walked in my attic, he said, your roof does not pass inspection. Never even had to take one step on my roof.
But, okay,
Yeah.
so,
So,
Can-
yeah, just continue to reach out to Mr. King, the building official. They'll do whatever they can. I'll make them aware about that situation with that roofer, and then, you know, we can't give you legal advice, of course, but, you know, I recommend keep reaching out to folks, keep reaching out to your insurance company. Maybe they can assist you in some way. But
Could I have one more comment, please?
sure.
I just don't understand how B&M Roofing can continue to pull permits in Diamond Head, Mississippi, being my permit is still open. That's my total thing to hear today. As far as everything else goes, you know, Mr. King, he's been helpful. I'm not saying he hasn't, but I don't understand how he can pull a permit and get praised for a roof that he did in Diamond Head and all this stuff, and he's never had one inspection done on my property. And if I was supposed to sign the inspection, this is not my handwriting on this inspection right here.
Okay, well, okay.
If I was supposed to do on this building permit, this is not my handwriting on this building permit.
Okay.
I
Well-
just, so,
Well,
I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm out
So-
of options.
no, I understand your frustration. So your advice, legal, is to stay in touch with Mr. King and see what he recommends and,
yeah, with respect to the issue as to whether this roof, I don't even know if this roofer's still pulling permits or not, but you've made it known to Mr. King, your thoughts about him, and then just keep working with your new roofer, your insurance company, and whoever you think can help you.
I'm sorry that happened.
As far as that goes, if I see B&M Roofing doing another job in Mississippi, in Diamond Head, who should I contact?
Legal, what do you recommend he do?
Contact the building department.
Okay,
Keep looking. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comments? Okay, any council closing comments?
No.
Okay, and as I understand, there's no need for executive session? Okay, may I have a motion to adjourn? Okay, second?
Second.
Howard, all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks so much for coming, everyone. Harwood, thank you,
Good night, everybody.
All right, Shane. Knock 'em dead.